Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Renee, Alen, and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee, Alen, and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. They say you're the man's the head, but we're the neck, and we put them wherever we want to put them. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I want you to just talk about a few pieces, and then the fundraiser, because that's what I'm excited about.
Okay. We forgot about love. Beautiful love.
Bringing you the best in entertainment, entrepreneurship, business owners, the whole gamut. It's so exciting. I am so impressed. The vibrancy in the car and the details. Can we hold one up?
Oh, absolutely. I'll hold on. I'll hold up one of my absolute favorites.
So you really can't judge a book by its cover, and pageants are about beauty and brains and what you can bring to the platform.
'Cause girl, when you're here, nothing goes wrong. Yes, I need you everything.
Bringing you the finest in chefs in the DMV.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Smoked pulled pork.
So everybody wave to your parents. You are looking at Somerset's finest, the sophisticated ladies. Yes! Thank you so much, ladies. And I hope to see you on my set one day. Thank you. God bless you. And we're going to be doing a lot of collaboration and a lot of great things together. Glory to God. Bam! Boom! Ta-da!
Oh, yeah. We right here, y'all.
Something you never had, you need to do something you've never done.
Yes.
We gon' sing right here. Yeah, Miss Renee. Oh, yeah. We gon' do it here. Right here in Listen Vision, y'all. Oh, yeah. Miss Renee. I like how you sing it.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Girl, I like how you sing it now.
Thank you, Mustafa.
And where we at now?
Miss Renee Show.
Welcome to the Renee, Alen, and Friends Show here on WLVS, the largest radio broadcast, online radio broadcast in the United States. I'm so excited to be here. It's a rainy evening, y'all, but it's so beautiful in the studio. It's going to be a grand show, as Susan Smallwood says, and I thank all of you for joining us. Let's talk about our sponsor, because nothing happens without that. DZ, you're cutting my head off a little bit, brother. Bring me down a little bit. Yeah. This is live, so we just have fun here. So, Navetica, Your Pet's Choice is, if everyone knows Dr. Lance London, he's a living legend right here in Washington, D.C., and he owns the Carolina Kitchen where you get your chicken and much, much more. Well, he has now decided to cater to the little furry loved ones that we have, our little four-legged daughters and sons, called our dogs and cats. And it's a $100 billion business industry here in the United States and beyond. So a few months ago, we did our phase one of Navetica, Your Pet's Choice, and it's some innovative and revolutionary products and services to give your furry loved one an opportunity to live a healthier and happier life. So thank you, Dr. Lance London, for that. And I'm going to give him a little shout out here. Let me see. Yes, okay. Can't do anything without sponsors. So listen, we have a full packed show. So let me just start off by saying, I wanted to show, first of all, congratulations, Susan Smallwood. I had such a grand time. Her Grandiosity event, she was here a few weeks ago. She's the first woman of color to merge or integrate jazz and polo, and one of the greats that you're going to meet today, Mr. Miller. So I just want to congratulate Paula Potts, one of our co-hosts to the Renee Alen and Friends show. She got married last week. Woo! Yes. And I didn't want to show you a picture of her and her beau, well, now her husband. She can do that on her segment when she returns in a couple of weeks. Okay, so congratulations to you, Paula Paz. It's Mr. and Mrs. Edward Smith now. So, also, congratulations to hip hop, our very own Jeremy Beaver, owner of WLVS. I had his second pop-up hip hop museum. Yes, very important. Hip hop has played such a great mark on this world, and I just wish I had more pictures to show you, but I'll do that next week because it was a phenomenal museum and display of hip hop and Sugar Hill and all of the greats. It was just amazing. Also, we have the DC Swim Week with Mo Dukas. Yes, it's going to be at the French Embassy, and I have been with them from the beginning. I will be one of the hosts. It's going to be awesome. As a matter of fact, I'll just let the cat out the bag. He has about 30 designers from around the world, including here in Washington, D.C., and one of them was just picked up by Victoria's Secret. Come on now. So it's going to be a huge 5th year anniversary show, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. I think I've done everything I need to do before I rush into all this. I'm so excited about who's on. So we're going to take a quick break. One of our wonderful friends to the show, Silver Logan Sharp, who was my first guest 4.5 years ago. She's the former lead singer of Chic, Freak Out, I Want Your Love, all that good stuff. So enjoy that, and I'll be right back with none other than living legend Sidney Miller Jr. You don't want to miss it.
Questions echo in my mind, won't leave me alone. I walk these empty streets at night. I'm far away from home. I'm living in a no man's land, wandering without a plan. Falling when I try to stand, I'm fading as I'm waiting. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, find me. I see you when I close my eyes. I see you in my dreams. You tell me that in perfect time you will rescue me and take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, waiting here for you to find me, find me. Take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. Oh, it's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to.
Welcome back to the Renee, Alen and Friends show on WLVS, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. I am so feeling surreal right now. You know, at the Grandiosity event out in Middlesburg, Virginia, which was sponsored by Logical Technology and Research, was just beyond words. If you missed it, you missed it. But there's a lot of things on Facebook. I met a lot of great people. I was reunited with some wonderful people like Denezia Lavoy and his beautiful wife and so many other people. But I did not know this man to my right and to your left. And let me tell you, this is a living legend, Sidney Miller Jr. Let me ring this bell. And he is one of the co-founders of Black Radio Exclusive. And I have to say, I was quite embarrassed that I did not know about this, especially being in media for the past almost 5 years strong. I've been in and out of it for a while, and I'm so excited now that I know about it. And I'm so excited to have you here today.
Well, I'm very excited to be here, and this truly, to me, is a great experience. Because I thought I was coming to be on just a radio show.
Come on now.
And I just happened to put on a coat because I thought it might get cooler this evening. And I would have worn a tie had I known that I was going to be on television. And
but isn't God good?
Yeah, he is.
Because you look dapper to me, doesn't he, y'all? You look very debonair. Yes, sir. So usually I do tell people's radio you can see. For some reason, I thought you knew about me. Hello.
No.
So we both got a good surprise.
That's right.
So listen, tell them about how this got started, why it got started, because I did a lot of research, but I'd like them to hear it from your mouth.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm a trumpet player, and that's all I wanted to do was play the trumpet. And a musician that I went to school with, Cannonball Adderley, said to me that he thought I should get into the record business because I knew so much about music, and I knew good music. Mm-hmm. And he said the industry needs people like you in the music business.
Yes.
And I said, listen, I'm not interested. I said, all I want to do is play my horn. Mm-hmm. And he said, listen, fool. He said, learn the business of music. And then if you still want to put that piece of steel against your lips to make a record, at least you'll know what to do with the goddamn record when you finish it.
Yes.
And it was a tough decision at the time because I still wanted to play.
Yeah.
But I realized that he was right in what he was saying, and that this could prepare me. And if I didn't learn the business, why I was going there to help him would not work.
My.
So that all worked out for the good of him and for the good of me.
And for the good of all of us.
I broke Nancy Wilson and Cannonball. I broke Lou Rawls.
Come on now.
There was just an allure of artists that came through at that time. And it was really, really good because it showed what the industry was lacking.
Yes.
And my magazine came as a result of seeing how people don't understand what it takes to get a record played and what importance the chart in a magazine is.
Yeah, they only see the finished products and everything. I do want to ask you one thing before we get into the magazine. Mm-hmm. I did see that you were a trumpet player. I also see that your son is quite a musician himself, if you want to give him a shout out.
Yes, he is. And in fact, he and I are working to finish an album that he did.
Yes.
And he really, really surprised me because I was listening to this song that he had done that had counterpoint, where you have one thing going one way and something else going in another way simultaneously.
Wow.
He had done a counterpoint and he didn't even know what counterpoint was.
That's genius, okay?
Yeah,
What's his name?
Sidney Miller III.
Come on now. Keep that name going.
And he just gave me my grandson,
Woo.
who is Sidney Cash Miller the fourth.
Wow, I love it. Oh, I love that name, Cash. My son's name is Chase and Cash. Come on now.
Right.
So tell us about this magazine that's now it's at its 45th year. My God.
Yeah, well, as I said before, Billboard magazine was the magazine that you had to get in their charts if you wanted to get into the #1 radio stations in the marketplace. And what that did was to put a lot of pressure on those radio stations, and the average radio station drops 5 records and adds 5 records. So, but there's like at least 20 or 30 new records every week that come out.
Right.
So it's it's quite a challenge to get on the charts. So the problem that we had with Billboard was they only utilized the top 25 markets, and then they only listed the primary radio stations in each one of those marketplaces. So, there was just too much product being lost. And as quiet as it's kept, the primary radio station, #1 radio station in every market, just like HUR is here in
Yes,
this market, that radio station gets a lot of pressure to add records. So if you have a new record, your chances of getting on that station is not so good.
I was talking to Joe Clare on WPGC, and he was telling me, I didn't know that, and I don't know if I'm the only one or some people think this, but I thought it was you had to have a good sound, but you had to have some money too.
Well, as quiet as it's kept, every business in America and in the world has somebody that needs to be paid to get past.
Come on.
Okay, and so
Thank you for your transparency.
what happens is, since black people are not usually a part of making these laws, they make laws to keep you where you are and not get you into it until they want you to be in it. And the biggest problem with that is that the record companies have a pop division and an R&B division. And when an artist goes pop, then he gets to go on the pop radio station, but then he loses his identity to the black radio station.
Okay.
And that was one of the things that I was fighting for.
Wow.
And we got a lot of results out of it.
Yeah, we have some of that. I see you have some hard copies here, which is fantastic. But DZ, we do have some of the covers of the Black Radio exclusive, right? So let's talk about this.
Right.
You see, and Janet.
Yes.
Jackson
well,
5, come on now.
Right. Well,
I think we have 2 more, 1 or 2 more. Oh, Sade.
Yes.
Yes. And of course,
Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
And
yes,
this
yes.
cover, this is the cover of Stevie Wonder's radio station.
Oh,
the
can we get
50th anniversary of his radio station.
Can we get a close-up, DZ, of that? Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the 50th anniversary of his station, KJLH. And,
Wow,
I'm
this
sure,
is a historical show.
Yeah. But we all need to pray for Stevie, because he's about to lose his his kidney
Wow.
to get somebody else's. And don't let anybody fool you. When you get somebody else's kidney, I don't care how close it is. If you don't take an anti-rejection pill every day, your body will reject that organ.
Right. They don't tell you all that
No,
stuff,
no, they
you
don't.
know? Yeah.
And I drank a tea out of Pensacola, Florida, that builds your T cells. And, the average person's T cell count is probably around 350, 400. My T cell count is right now 750.
Ooh, that's why you look so good. Come
Well,
on now.
no, but what I'm saying to you is nothing that's not supposed to be in my body, cancer, AIDS, I don't care what it is, it can't stay in my body because my resistance runs it out because it's so high.
On a serious note, that's
But
really good.
when Stevie has his transplant, he won't be able to drink this tea anymore.
Wow.
Because this tea will run his T cell count up, and it will attack the organ.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. That's a healthy tidbit right there. So let's talk about within the 45 years. This is going to be a hard one now. In the 45 years that you've been here, what's one maybe experience that just took you away, your breath away? You just took the breath away just now.
Right. Because I mean, it's been.
I know there's thousands.
Yeah. But probably the one that stands out in my mind is my relationship that I developed with Frankie Crocker. When I started, I started not only the first black color magazine about the record industry, but a trade publication, but I also set up the first satellite radio show.
Wow.
Called Hollywood Live. Okay. And Frankie Crocker was my host.
That was WBLS, right?
Right,
Because I'm from
right.
Connecticut, so I was listening to that all the time.
But I had a satellite station.
Wow.
So our show went up to 60 radio stations around the country. And I was so far ahead of my time, because this was like, 81? I was so far ahead of my time that the radio stations didn't even have a tower to accept the signal. So I had to run stereo telephone lines to each radio station that added the show so that they could pick it up. And everybody could hear the show just as if it was in their city.
Yes, yeah. A man before his time, y'all. Listen, I'd like you to look into the camera, sir, and someone, because you're way before your time, wisdom before your time, 45 years just in the business. We're not even talking about an executive with and consultants with record label, all the stuff that we probably won't even get into, so you need to Google him, right? But this is a really extraordinary man on the show. Could you just talk to the entrepreneur or, even the media personality who wants to break into the business? What would you say would be the not so much easiest, but the smartest way?
Talk to Michael Kidd. Michael Kidd has been in the business almost as long as I have. And he's right here in the city.
Come on now.
Yeah,
We have to have him on the show.
His son, not his son, his brother, Max Kidd, is the reason that we had a success with go-go music.
Oh, Max.
Okay.
Super Logan Sharp, I love him.
Max has passed on, but Max hooked up with another guy, black man who was an entrepreneur by the name of Logan Westbrooks. Logan Westbrooks went to MCA Records, and they had a Mesbic over there, and he got them to give him a deal, and they gave him $999,000.
Wow.
But that was only enough to break the record, and the record company did not want him to be successful. Now that's, I'm just telling you.
I gotta have
they
you
would
back for
give
another
up-
exclusive show.
Right. But what they did was they gave him a Mesbic loan for $99,000, and then the record company told him that he had to pay for his distribution every month, but they only paid him every 3 months. All right, so
Always a catch.
right, he had a hit record, and the hit record destroyed his company because he ran out of money. He went back to the Mesbic. They said, "Oh yeah, you were too successful. We're gonna give you some more money." So he went to the label, the record company, and told them the distribution that he was gonna get more money. They called the Mesbic company and said, "Oh, you're gonna give Mr. Westbrook some more money?" They said, "Yeah, we see he really has it coming." They said, "Well, you know what? We've been looking at the books, and we really do owe him. So send him on back over here. You don't have to give him the money."
Come on now.
So they canceled his loan. He went back, and they said, "Oh, these figures that you have here are 2 weeks old," and they 2-weeked him right out of business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we can go way back to reparations, and that we can go way back about what people owe us. But
Well,
we just got to work hard and get through all
I
this.
tried to tell the people in Washington, D.C. with the D.C. Entertainment.
Yes.
They did a special on go-go music, And I tried to tell them why go music is not successful. Is because they killed it.
Well, they're trying to kill it about a month or so ago, and we prevailed with some of the help of some of the municipalities and politicians here when they tried to, with the new regentrification going on, try to, so it's still alive, and I hope they don't kill it here.
Well, I hope not too.
Yes, sir. Well, you are listening to the one and only legendary great Sidney Miller Jr. I am so happy to have him here, the Black Radio exclusive, right?
Yes.
Yes. Woo! I hope to have you back. I know you're in California. Yes, sir. God bless you and everything you've done. Living legend right here on the Renee Alen and Friends show. And we'll be right back with a podcast that is my favorite now. It's about read, watch, and wine. And you want to know what that means. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you so much.
She put chips. To my mother, I wanna know have I made you proud. And to my father, I wanna know have I ever been a problem child. And to my pastor, I've been trying to be in church a little more. And to my lady, just have patience, God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I may have hurt wrong. I've done, putting it behind me. There are some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied up. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night, what if my life was being graded? What would it say on my progress report? What would it say on my progress report? I wonder what it would say. To all my teachers, thanks for taking extra time out with me. To my producer, thanks for keeping a young fella on the beat. And to the soldiers, going out there and risking your life for me. And to my lady, just have patience, cause God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I forgot to mention. Come and look at my long list. There are some things I gotta eventually get right. I'll get to you. Loose ends need to be It's been a roller coaster hills and turns, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night, what if my life was being graded? What would it say on my progress report? I know I've done more good than bad. I know, but for some reason I feel there's so much room for improvement. So I'ma go find those burnt bridges. There are some things I gotta building back up again. Loose ends need to be tied. I gotta tie it all up. Oh no, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night, I was just thinking, what if what would it say? What would it say? There were some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied right away. I ain't going nowhere, but I'm gonna hang on. What if every word, what if my life action, thought in mind, what would it say on my progress report? What would it say on my progress report? I wonder what it would say.
Yes, read, watch, wine. That's what we're talking about today on the Renee Alen and Friends show with these beautiful, gorgeous, and talented women. How are you?
Very good. Very glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Listen, I've known Treva and her husband for quite a while, but we met back up at the Grandiosity event. And so I have her here because I was so impressed when her husband told me about their podcast, which is 4 or 5, 6 months old.
4 months.
Yeah, only 4 months old. Everybody said 4, but they have but they have been nominated for 2 awards for the best podcast. Can I get an amen? So listen, Treva, we can start with you. Oh, I already said your name, but your name and what you do, and anything else you want to say, and then we're going to get with the interview.
Okay, so I'm Treva, and I guess I don't even know what to tell you about myself, except for my day job. I guess I'm a federal employee, but this right here is about our podcast, and we just came together to put this podcast together because we love to read books, and I'll let them continue to tell the rest of the story.
I'm Rhea, Treva's sister. Also federal employee, and just I got roped in to anything my sister ropes me into, but we're having a real good time.
Hi, I'm Champagne. I'm also a business owner and a hairstylist, and I am their aunt.
What? Okay, we'll talk about that because black don't crack. And laugh.
My name is Lynn, and I'm a credentialing specialist, and I am their cousin and niece.
Oh, this is a family.
It's a family affair,
Okay,
definitely.
well, we are family. Look, I didn't know that. I always love to be surprised myself, even though I do a little bit of research, So I did learn how it started in Las Vegas. And look, what's supposed to happen in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, but it didn't happen in this case. So let's hear about the story.
Well, we had been in a podcast. We had been in a book club for about 9 to 10 years. We always like to share our books and talk about them kind of amongst ourselves with wine. And then we went to Vegas, and we were talking about it over a nice long breakfast brunch. And we were so angry about one of the movies that we had watched after reading the book that we were just going on and on about like the whole movie for like an hour about how bad it was. And Treva had mentioned, let's start a podcast. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. Let me just keep drinking my mimosa. And then when we got back, she was like, all right, well, this is the plan, and we're going to do this. And I said, well, I had no idea that you were serious, but I'm game. And that was in December, and by the end of March, we released our first podcast.
Wow, in March of this year.
Yes.
That's amazing. So I guess we could talk to you. Is Charlotte? Champagne. How can I forget that? I love champagne. I keep thinking wine, but it's champagne too, right? How do you feel about being a part of this? The timing and everything.
I think the timing for me was perfect. Like I said, we're always together, but to be together in this dynamic is perfect. Be able to spend time with your family on top of everything. So,
yeah, I may have to talk to my two sisters and start something because that's so amazing, for the camaraderie and the sisterhood. So, Rhea, you are her sister.
Yeah.
So, sister, you know all the scoop. So, tell us a little bit about your sister and these ladies and how you work together and maybe don't sometimes. Tell us a good story.
Spill that tea.
Perfect to ask.
And I didn't know that.
So how we work together, I think we work really well together. So Treva always has lots of ideas. If you don't know her, she's always got something popping.
Always.
And she always wants to share. Always. But I think we work really well together. I mean, it gets a little tense late at night. Especially for me because I'm not that hard of a drinker, but once I get a few glasses, you may notice on some of the podcasts, it just goes downhill.
We're always like, focus.
Put the glass down.
Exactly. But we have a lot of fun. We really do. We have a lot of fun together, and we play off of each other. We all have different strengths when it comes to the podcast, so I think it works really well.
Yes. Let them know how to get to be a part of the podcast or to hear the podcast. I didn't get a chance to bring a part of that, right?
Okay.
So share that with the viewers.
So we are actually on pretty much every podcast hosting unit, but you can find us on iTunes, on TuneIn, on Switcher, on Spotify, on Podbean. Also, you can go to our Instagram page, Read, Watch, Wine, on Instagram, and we post up every time we get a new episode, and you can reach us by email. And one of the things that we love is feedback. So we get some people to reach out to us and say, "Hey, I read this book and there's a movie. Can you come? Can you guys review this?" So we started trying to incorporate a lot of the viewers' recommendations as we continue down this journey.
Some
there's
viewer
so many goals.
participation.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we together have plenty of ideas, and so we like to actually get others' ideas, so we're not like trampling all over each other.
Right,
But
right.
we love outsiders' opinions.
That's awesome. I'm sure some of the times you don't maybe receive something that's so flattering. Is that not yet?
Not
Oh,
yet.
well, that's just
We
okay.
get
Well,
advice, but we really haven't had anything that's been negative.
I love it.
Yeah,
'cause
it's
you
been
really
such a
support
great
us.
experience. We've been getting so much support from family and friends that are just all over it.
my prayers have been answered. Because let me tell you, when I talk on my show, I talk about the haters and all the BS, the nonsense. This is
Yeah.
the first time I have not heard anything has happened to y'all bad, and I just want that to keep on rolling because we need to do better, girls.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yes. So, what was the last episode about?
That we recorded or released?
Either.
So we reviewed Fahrenheit 451. The book came out in 1953. And we were talking about like how the cinematography had changed from 1953, which the first movie was 1966, to now with the 2018 book, or movie, I'm sorry. And we were talking about that difference, and it kind of went on some random tangent.
It went on Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Yes,
It wasn't random. It was Michael B. Jordan.
Got a little sidetracked on that one.
It did. But we had, it's funny because we all see differently. We all have like our different like strengths within the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm the overthinker and everything, and then we have like our different pieces. But we always end up coming together and we understand each other's like view. So that part I love is there's things that I don't see or understand, and they're able to bring that into my light for me to understand what they're talking about.
Wow. Okay, well, Lynn, that's my middle name. Since you call yourself the overthinker, what would you peg the other three ladies?
Well,
Let's see
Wow. So like I said, definitely the overthinker is me.
Give her the name. Right.
The diva.
Oh.
Yes, we definitely have the diva.
The diva. That's so right.
We have the jokester. And always telling jokes. And we're trying to stay focused. Yeah. And then you have her making like weird faces or making bunny ears or something like that. I'm like, you have to stay focused. And then we
that
laughing
keeps
for
y'all
10
kind
minutes.
of balanced, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely centers us because we get back to where we started, which was that humor aspect.
Yeah.
And then Treva is definitely our organizer, our planner,
Come on
and
now.
our creator. She has all these
Founder.
ideas and ways to like branch out on these ideas because we all like kind of keep trucking with the flow. But Treva's like, all right, well, this is gonna make it better. Let's do this. Let's add this flair, and we're all like, you go, girl.
Okay.
Wow. Well, I'm glad to have y'all on the show, and I'm going to end this segment by asking each one of you, starting with you, Lynn, what this show means to you and or where do you see it going?
Well, so this show, for one, means the world to me because I love hanging around with my family anyway, and then I love reading, and I love wine too. So the fact that I get to combine those on a daily basis and something that I enjoy means a lot to me. Where I see it going is literally just opening the world to reading. I feel like a lot of people that I know don't read because they have all these like, oh, you don't want to be a nerd type thing. And instead of enriching their knowledge, they're being standoffish because of what the negative connotation has to do with it. So I want to bring a lot of reading to like the Black community and other communities too. But meeting that like reading.
She said, overthinker.
You gotta read her in. You got to
I will say something though, Lynn. From the beginning of time, we were taking the rights to read.
Yes.
Absolutely right.
Reading is important, and I think it's just some type of monopoly or some type of attack on our culture that reading is just so bad because they don't want us to read. So read.
Yes. And why not enjoy it by finding a little like quirk to it with watching the movies and then enjoying it with wine and family.
Yes.
So that's where I see it going.
I love it. Thank you, Lynn.
You're very welcome.
Champagne.
I would kind of piggyback off of her. Spending time with the family is what I get out of it is, I love these ladies. I think
We love you too. Sorry.
where I see this going is possibly having our own show. being video, so you can really see.
Maybe
how
right
silly
here on
that is.
WLVS.
And our first, we'll have you on too.
Yes, thank you. See, I got your back too, sister.
I'm not actually going to speak on what it means to me because they pretty much have already said it. I just want to make sure we don't leave here without presenting you with your wine glass
All
so that
right.
you can enjoy from Read, Watch, Wine.
I love it. Read, watch, and wine, and I'm gonna do all of that. I'm gonna watch. Oh, and I love. Look, can you look at Deezy? Deezy, their card. If you go, can you? Or you busy? Because he's the producer. Like, let me tell you something. He keeps me going here, y'all. So we're gonna come back to this card, and he'll show you a little later. But thank you so much. But I also wanted, and I appreciate this so much, and so I do want to know your take on maybe in Las Vegas when everything was happening. You know, what did you really feel?
So I am the jokester. I felt, here we go again, Treva. Because we've done TV, we've done a lot of things together. Yeah. So I did feel like, okay, this is going to be the start of something good because she doesn't present anything that doesn't work.
Yes.
Yes. You know, anything, if you know,
that's
you
strong.
know,
That's strong,
she touches,
y'all.
it's golden. So.
Oh, let me touch you. Living your life like it's
Exactly.
gold. Okay. I'm gonna keep you here for a few hours. Thank you so much. And Treva, you know, the love and respect that all of you have. I mean, this is, you know, different shades of soul, the spectrum of women, not just our culture, but beyond. But this is what needs to be happening throughout the world. And I think 4 months in, and having already nominations, that you're going to be the poster children, women, for all of us.
We hope so.
Yes.
And we hope so.
I know
women,
so.
There are not a lot of women movie reviewers, book reviewers, let alone African American.
Well, I'm
women.
coming, and I'm bringing some of my viewers. So
Yes.
that's
Awesome. Thank you.
And invite your viewers to please go to the Podcast Awards and vote for us. We would appreciate your support. Voting for the people. We're in 2 categories: the People's Choice category and the Arts category, and it's the podcastawards.com.
Yeah, and I will say that I went on earlier today, and you have to do your password and all that stuff. I just want y'all to know. So I have a few minutes to do that because I had to do that before I had them on the show.
We appreciate it.
It was all these categories. I was like, where are they? Now, bam, boom, pat out. So,
Yes.
So
Thank
Reva, you're welcome. So as the organizer and the one that they look, you know, really up to as far as keeping things in order.
That pressure.
Tell us what really this means to you, read, watch, and wine, and why it's so important.
So there's a couple of reasons why this is so important to me. One is because I want more women in this part of the industry, because you go on the television, you see the movie reviewers, you don't see any women in that area, in that lane, and then you definitely don't see African Americans. So that's one thing that's extremely important.
You see white males in that type
Exactly.
of
It's dominated by white males. And then the second piece definitely has to do with family. And like they said, I got tons of ideas floating around in my head, and to actually see one come into fruition with family members who are just as dedicated to it that I am, and I mean the drive that everybody puts into this event is just it's amazing. It's very emotional for me.
I'm emotional, y'all. I want to be the fifth wheel. Look, I'm like this. I love the feeling that I feel up here, you know. And when you walk into a room with a lot of women, particularly women of color, you want to feel this feeling. But in my life experiences, I say maybe it was 50-50. You know. So you're really doing great work. Good. Everything, blessings to y'all.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk so I can listen in and tell them one more time how to get a hold of you, how to get on to the podcast.
So you can follow us at Read, Watch, Wine on Instagram and Facebook.
And there's a link in the bio on Instagram, so we'll be able to hear everything of your feedback. Please give us as much feedback as possible.
Yes.
We're trying to grow and evolve with you guys and amongst ourselves.
Yeah, so there you have Lynn, Champagne, Rhea, and Treva of the Read, Watch, and Wine. We'll be right back after this slideshow of some sponsors and some wonderful people and events with Dr. Larry White, who is a networking guru who just came out with his first book, Friend to the Show. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. Thank you, ladies.
I got home with the ringing phone. By the time I picked up, just a dial tone. Was it you? Could it be? I'm just imagining how it used to be. I was wrong, wanna be alone. I guess I never really got it, but now I know it's not about me always getting my way. It's not about always looking for a change. I figured it out the second I walked away. It's all about the little things, all about discovering, all about the way you got me. It's all about the way I felt when you came around, and the way you picked me up when I was down. 'Cause it's all about the little things, all about remembering, all about the way it used to be. You see, it's all about the little things. Oh, I miss the little things. I take a ride, gotta get outside, pull the windows down, trying to clear my mind. Where are you? Could you be feeling the same as me? Do you think of me? It's not about me needing any more space. It's not about everything will be okay. I figured it out, but then it was too late. Oh. It's all about the little things, all about discovering, all about the way you got me. It's all about the way I felt when you came around, and the way you picked me up when I was down. 'Cause it's all about the little things, all about remembering, all about the way it used to be. You see, it's all about the little things. Oh, I miss the little things. Yeah. I should be getting over it. I thought I wouldn't give a but look at me. Now I'm such a wreck. Over, 'cause I couldn't see the big picture. Oh no, 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 'cause I couldn't see the big picture. Oh no, no, no. It's the little things. Yeah. I was looking for you, baby. It's all about the little things, all about discovering, all about the way you got me. All about the way I felt when you came around, and the way you picked me up when I was down. 'Cause it's all about the little things, all about remembering, all about the way it used to be. You see, it's all about the little things. Oh, I miss them.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the last segment of the Renee Alen and Friends show right here in the nation's capital, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States, and a family at WLVS that you cannot pay for. So I am sitting here with the one and only Dr. Larry White, Sr., and we go way back. He has a wonderful event. I'll let you talk about that. But just a wonderful networking type of personality. That is like the ever-ready bunny rabbit. He never stops. I'm so glad he's here. He's friend to the show. I think it's your third time here. Last time the studio was different. Schematics, right?
Your grand opening.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
So tell them a little bit about you, Larry.
Wow. You know, Renee, I would normally have a bottle of champagne and some flowers here for you. But hopefully the book will be sufficed today.
Oh, of course.
And I want to congratulate you on your much success that you've given a lot of people like myself a platform. You know, because I remember back in the day we started out together.
We sure did.
We started
together. At the bottom, now we're here.
But, you know, I came here to have a good time. It's been a 2-hour drive from Baltimore. Yes. And a lot has happened since I was looking at some pictures when we were doing Wine and Wealth back in the day.
You sent one to me. I could not believe it.
Yeah. I was looking for the picture where we had our back like that back in the day.
I'll look for it.
But I don't think, and I got so much to say, and this book right here, I lost my mom and dad.
I'm so sorry.
I finished my doctorate degree for them, and I dedicated the book. Yes. The second book is coming out. You're going to have to keep hitting that button.
Yes, I'm going to keep hitting it.
But it's about empowerment.
Yeah.
All right. The ladies over here talked about reading, right?
Weren't they awesome?
You know, I was a part of that. I didn't grow up reading a lot. And finally I said, hey, now I'm a published author. I guess I got to read my own book.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, Renee, we talked about an upcoming event, and I want to invite everybody that's listening, all right, right now in the studio.
Yes.
We will be at Microsoft. We have a partnership through Shirley Lou together, right?
That's my girl.
And she broke down some doors for African-American male like myself to be at Microsoft to do lunch and learn this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I mean, we've got
Hey,
Kanita.
Shirley Lou.
Shout out to Kanita Tang. She just did 2.3 million. One of the top brokers. The new Melanie Gamble, as I call her.
Come on now. Yeah, that's my girl too, Melanie Gamble. Now, y'all know her.
Absolutely. Dr. Valika Moore will be just talking about, how do you get the best out of the inside and bring it towards the outside. So those are just a few folks that will be speaking at Lunch and Learn this Saturday, hosted by VIP Events Concierge.
Yes, that's that's the company I told him about. Yeah.
And I just want to say this as we go back and forth. When people ask me about VIP Events Concierge, me, you, and Karen some years back, I knew it was not a household name, VIP Events Concierge, but concierge is a French word that means service. Yes. And I've always wanted to be of service with my business.
You're the ultimate server.
That's right.
Yeah. And he's talking about Karen Marie Austin, who was a co-host original here on the Renee Alen Friends Show almost 4.5 years ago. But I was saying that's the company I was talking about that he owns, and that's the VIP Events Concierge, and that has really taken the DMV like a storm. Yeah. So let's talk about the ultimate networker entrepreneur.
So, as an executive director some years back with the 100 Black Men back in the day, I always wanted to be, have a seat at the table, and I was not invited. I didn't get a seat at the table, so I had to make my own table.
Come on now.
And we couldn't get into Congressional Black Caucus. We couldn't afford it, or whatever the case may be. But this book right here, The Ultimate Network and Entrepreneur, is like, come to my event. You're gonna meet some folks, and by the way, shout out to the Honorable Phyllis Randall. She's the chair equivalent to the county executive in Loudoun County, the richest county in the country. But I always say, you come to my event, you're going to meet some folks that you probably couldn't have met on your own. Absolutely. But I feel, and just get ready to hit the bell, Renee. When I see a lot of the collaborations throughout the DMV, I feel through this book and some of the events that I've had, I've connected probably 50% of the folks in the DMV.
You connected Karen and I. You've connected a lot of people. Yeah. And I think through that and through my father and people in my past, I've become a connector, and you've been a part of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what is the ultimate goal? What do you want people to take away from when they read your book?
Well, this book, I didn't write this book to make money, to be honest with you. Making a lot of money off books, you got to really get on a best-selling like Oprah or Steve Harvey or Ellen DeGeneres.
It's coming.
But we have sold over 700 copies in 6 months. Amen?
Amen.
And it's not just as a best-selling book, but it's a teaching tool to teach people how to have events. If you're passionate about things, and I'll just say this, if you're a Christian and you love the Lord like myself, you will know the principalities. The flesh versus the Holy Spirit. The fact of the matter is, it talks about getting out of your own way. I wanted to write a book. I had no idea how to do it. But I got out of my own way, bestseller. And just to have this book in about 40 out of the 50 states, I'm just blessed because folks will get to chapter 6 and say, Larry, I didn't know how to plan an event. I didn't know how to get a corporate sponsor. It's all in this book. It's all in
Did
this
you
book
say
right
sponsor?
here.
Everyone's going to want chapter 6.
Yeah. And Renee, it's tough. I was on my way down here today, and I had to write a lot of checks for some folks that I'm affiliated with having their events. And I said, it's hard to have an event, and you got to have a budget, right? Yeah. But you got to know how to select a venue and get sponsorship, because without sponsorship, and this is probably the best golden nugget I can give you on the show, when you're having an event or any type of initiative that costs money, it gets paid in 3 ways. Tickets, a souvenir booklet or a sponsorship booklet, and corporate sponsorship. And you break it down that way. So I did a gala for $20,000. We did $4,000 in tickets. We did $4,000 with a souvenir booklet, and we did the remaining balance, thanks to Shirley Lou, with corporate sponsors. Because Shirley will write you a $5,000 check in a minute if you're in order. If she likes
your cause and you're in order,
right. If you're in order,
I love it. Yeah. What would you? We have like maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes. What is it that you want to tell America? We are live. We do have a great amount of listeners. And of course, people take this video and they put it on their websites as you would love to do or can do. But what do you want people who aren't live right now, that will listen to this, that will see you, to know about entrepreneurship and beyond?
You know what? Keep everything in prayer. I'm really good friends with Stacy Ladisall.
Yes.
I've never thought I would meet her, but I find myself doing car service with her, Johnny Gill, Charlie Wilson, Angela Winbush.
Oh, did you say Charlie Wilson? Go ahead.
Yeah, Charlie. And when I wrote this book, I just was, I did all those book signings with Rashawn Shaw and everybody.
I love Rashawn.
And the celebrities would just like throw their shoes and their coats at me like I was Benson, right? But I learned a lot. And I just want folks to know that you can be anything. What is it? Philippians 4:13. You can do all things in Christ. It works.
Strengthens you.
When I was in those dark days back in the day, Renee, when I had everybody mad at me, the Lord was taking me through a storm. And so the second book is Pain, Position, and Purpose. People have to understand you're going to go through some pain.
Yeah.
So it will position you to live in your purpose and you can walk into your destiny. I will tell you that. And so that's what I tell people, be passionate. I'm up here, I was driving, I'm passionate to be here with you.
Yes, 2 hours in the rain from Baltimore. I knew you would make it, though, because I know your spirit and I know your commitment when you give your word.
Amen.
That's important, y'all.
I've been here for over an hour. I was just next door.
Oh, yes.
As a business owner, to be on time is to be late.
Yeah,
You know the truth.
Well, look, how can they get a hold of you, Larry? Because we're wrapping up now.
Absolutely.
And I want people to support you, to come to your events, to buy your book. So how do we do that?
Well, shameless plug. September 3rd, Congressional Black Caucus, 5th Annual. You will be there. You receive the Lifetime Achievement Award.
My God.
Can everybody in the listening audience give her a round of applause? We were supposed to get this done through your singing, through your helping young ladies grow, everything that you've done in the community in Prince George's County and beyond. September 3rd, mark it down and pass it around. Lifetime Achievement Award, Dr. Renee Alen.
Thank you so much. My goodness, thank you.
All right. You can reach me at www.vipevents with an S, VIPeventsconcierge.com. And thank you, Renee Alen, for allowing me.
Dr.
Give me a hug, my sister.
Dr. Larry White Sr. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you.
Go out and get the book. It's there for you.
And I want to thank
Amazon,
Denisio LaBoy again for all that he did to make Mr. Miller happen and these beautiful women. And I love you, Larry. I love all of you for tuning in. God bless you and have a wonderful week till next Wednesday at the same time. God bless you.
Listen, I brought my son.
Not far down to paradise, at least it's not for me. But the wind is right, we can sail away, find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see, believe me. It's not far to Never Land. No reason to pretend that if the wind is right, we can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see, believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Dreaming the wind to carry me, soon I will be free. Fantasy, it gets the best of me when I'm sailing, yeah. All caught up in the reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Say